Stop chasing. Look, it's Marcel, aka Honey Bunny Sunny, and I'm on a mission to make you some money. Listen, today I got a good one, right? We're gonna go over the different plays that I'm looking at this week that's gonna be able to make you guys a fortune, okay? As long as you apply it right, do your own research, execute, you will make money, okay? So I'm gonna pull this up in just a second, but when I was on my walk this morning, something came to me, right? So I'm always like, I'm always like trying to drop wisdom, as it, comes to me, as something is placed on my heart or whatever. I always want to share it. This morning, I'm walking to the store, and it was like, yo, tell the people to show up for themselves, and tell them that the reward is in showing up. The success is in showing up. That's it, right? A lot of times we are like, we're trained by reward. We're trained by like positive reinforcement. And oftentimes we gotta wait a long, almost indefinite period of time sometimes to realize the accumulation of all the work that we've put in. So we spend our lives low key in a state of misery if you're pursuing something, because you're not getting anything until the thing that you're aiming for actually comes into fruition. And then when that happens, it's a new thing. So the way that you replace that is every day understand that when you show up, you are successful. You won. Completely let go of the result. You said that you were going to get up and go work out. You said that you were going to get up and go do this, and you did it. You were successful. You won. That's it. You know what I mean? Now, if you want to zoom out and look at where that will lead you, it can only lead you to a positive destination, right? And there will ultimately be an even bigger reward, but you don't even got to attach yourself to that. Let the universe figure that out. The stuff that you can control is showing up every single day and patting yourself on the back that you showed up and you won, no matter if anybody else notices it or recognizes it or gives you any sort of validation. You showed up, you won, you're successful. All right, I had to get that out. So let's jump into it, y'all. So today, I got 3 stocks for you. 3 stocks that are going to do really well this week. We got Hood, okay, Robinhood. We got Nvidia, right? And then last but not least, we have Amazon. Okay, Amazon is, I say one of my favorite. Well, I think Hood might be one of my favorites. But I'm going to pull this up for y'all now. Also, if you're new to the channel, like, comment, subscribe. Well, you know what? Wait on the subscribe. If this is helpful, then subscribe. If you're not getting help, there ain't no point in subscribing. But I'm pretty sure after this video, you'll hit that button, all right? All right, so I got Hood pulled up. And this is what I'm seeing, right? So I've said this several times in the Prosperity Collective, if you're a part of it. The Strat Assistant is good. Also the Order Block Detector. And I'll show you how both of them are signaling, calls essentially. So as you can see, right around here, which was September 24th, we had a resistance, right? That's where we made a high and then we came down, right? And we broke through that high on Monday, September 29th, all right? With this huge Maribosa candle right here, right? Broke through the resistance and continued to make new highs all the way up until Monday, October 6th. So we pumped for a week, made a high, came back down, tried to retest that high and failed that high again. That high created a bearish order block, which sent the stock down to this buy area right here, which is essentially just like the previous support. So on Friday, we had this stock come down. As you can see what his wick is, the stock came all the way down here and was threatening to break through this bullish order block, but it didn't. We had a lot of buyers come in toward the latter part of the day and essentially push that price back up, forming a hammer right in the order block, telling me that this is a reversal, right? Now, you could take entry, in the beginning of the day on Monday, but we like to get confirmation before getting into a play. So, if it comes down a little, a little bit further, if it opens up lower, it may be trying to form a lower reversal, but that could also be a little dangerous for entry because it could open the door for it to fall completely out of that order block. Or what it could do is it could open up a little bit higher and then form a higher high and a higher low, which is giving you confirmation for a possible swing entry for later in the week. That would be a trade that I would take later in the day on Monday if that scenario plays out, okay? So that's hood. That's hood, and it's looking good, all right? All right, so next we got NVIDIA. Let's see what NVIDIA is looking like. Where are you at, NVIDIA? Come on, all right, here we go. All right, so we got NVIDIA. NVIDIA essentially did a similar thing, but it didn't come all the way down to the order block. It instead came back down to a previous level that it bounced at, and this time on Friday, when we got that bullish push, this one actually formed a bullish engulfing, right? So y'all know the bullish engulfings, right? Y'all know when it's a bullish engulfing, that's typically a sign for a takeoff that next day. Again, and if we get that confirmation with tomorrow, then that could be a good entry for swings to the upside. I really do think that we're going to see tech, pump a little bit. It does have a lot of space to the downside in tech and in SPY and QQQ and stuff like that. However, we are in the middle of a bull market. You know what I mean? And we haven't gotten enough evidence yet that there is, a bear market on the way. We need to see the stocks come down into correction territory, which they haven't done yet. I still have those levels marked on SPY. I still know what all those levels are. But until we get a threat like 7 to 8% on SPY, then, we're still in that uptrend and we still got to respect the trend, right? So we got a bullish engulfing here. I would like to see a higher high, higher low candle on Monday for confirmation for possible swing entries. And if we open a little bit lower than we closed yesterday, I would also be interested, not yesterday, but on Friday, I would also be interested in taking, better entries on calls with the anticipation of this becoming a confirmation candle. So that is a little bit more risky, but it does allow you to get a better entry. So what you could do is you could scale up into it instead of scaling down. You could scale up. So as this next level is broken, you could put another contract on, but get a single contract, like if this opens up a little bit lower, right? As long as it's holding this level. All right. So that's NVIDIA, pretty cool setup. And then, last but not least, we got Amazon. We got Amazon, ladies and gentlemen. Amazon. Okay. Amazon has across tech is pretty much the same, the same setup, right? Slight differences in like the particular types of reversals, but essentially it's reversals. I don't know why I just did that. Essentially it's reversals, right? So as you can see, we have, we had a break of this support on the 27th of June, went up, made highs, came back down, went up, made highs, and then came back down over the course of a few weeks. And what this shows, a few months actually, and what this shows on the daily is from, from August to where we are now in October, we are forming a double bottom. So that first bottom started August 1st, and then we got another bottom here on Friday. But this is a reversal, right? We got a reversal hammer because, again, the market pushed up, on Friday. It rallied, like the bull stepped in. So I'm seeing the same thing with the other companies in tech. We see a reversal. I'm looking to see if we get the confirmation candle, just like in NVIDIA, just like in, in Hood. Right. So if we get that confirmation candle, this could be a really good opportunity to swing. Again, we do want to make sure that we get the confirmation, because if you look here, right, there is a bit of imbalance to the chart. Yes, we are in a bull market, so we could just be holding and then making new levels, right? New highs, making our way up after this support. But you always have to consider that any day, and this is important, right? You can be making money for months on end, and one day can wipe you out. One day of the market deciding that it's had enough can wipe you out. So you always want to be cautious. You always want to make sure that you know when you're getting out, right? So if you are taking entries or early entries at these levels, anticipating the reversal, you want to make sure that you have your stop loss somewhere close by so that you're not getting cleaned up. All right. So that's what I got, for today. We got, again, Hood, NVIDIA, and Amazon. They all look good. Again, y'all do your research. Never take what I'm saying at face value, even though I say it, you can go back and look at the videos. It do be working out. You know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to get y'all in the habit of always going and checking. Go see if it's something that I missed, right? Go see if it's something that you picked up that wasn't mentioned. All right. This is going to get you in the habit of, just consistently showing up for yourselves and feeling confident in trades and knowing when and where to take trades. All right. Listen, I hope y'all have a beautiful Sunday. Enjoy the rest of it. And remember, invest smart, live free. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.